Hello, this is Clint from Clint's Permaculture Garden, and I want to explain if you're getting into something where you're using a lot of different biomasses, especially if you're getting into hugelkultur, you have to be kind of smart about what you put in there. You know, if you've been in this game a little while, you try to keep all biomass that you can, get it in the soil. But I want to show you something. If you're doing hugelkultur or you're putting stuff in beds, don't do what I did, because you're going to pay for it. This big old plant right here was a little bitty bush that I didn't get all the way killed last year. This is privet. It's Chinese privet. It is classified as invasive. I think most of the invasive stuff that people talk about is hogwash. I think maybe with this it may actually be true, because you almost can't get rid of it, and it just keeps extending and extended, and there's not a lot of functions. Now, if you had goats, they love it. Cows apparently will eat it down. There may be some uses for it, but in my system, there's really not a good one. But what I want to show you, if you're going to be getting into hugelkultur and you've got privet, and there may be other things in your system that you need to take, if you've got some really ironclad, tough type bushes that grow with rhizomes and stuff underneath the ground, you got to take this stuff into consideration, because I could have made hugelkultur beds with all the privet that we've cut down. I mean, we cut down a ton of privet, and we just keep cutting it, and it keeps coming back. I could have made whole hugelkultur beds just out of privet. What I'm showing you was underneath. It was in one of these two beds behind me that we've cleared off with other stuff. We're going to be putting winter cover crops on there. The seed's already in there, but hadn't went up yet. These are not roots coming out of the ground from a live tree. All up and down, you see the roots coming out of this privet. These were underneath the soil that I was mistakenly put under there to get some free biomass out of, and it was putting up brand new trees. And there's some in some of these beds already that's come up from me just putting the cut down wood inside of the hugel beds. And the reason I'm saying this, if you have hugelkultur, never put privet in there, because I don't care if it's 5 foot deep, it will come out and it'll keep growing, and all of a sudden you'll have something that you will never get rid of unless you destroy that bed. So if you're going to be using biomass with sticks and stuff like hugelkultur in beds or in mounds, make sure you know what's going in there, and you may want to run some test plots. If you've got some type of bush it's very strong and it succeeds really well, just cut a section off, put it in a pot, water it, go back in like 3 or 4 months and see if you have roots like this is growing. All this was just going to be a root mass, and it was putting up brand new shoots that we destroyed. So what I'm doing with it now is I'm piling it up dry, and I'm just going to let it stay that way so it's not touching the soil. And eventually I'll be able to use the biomass, but I won't be able to use it right away. So if you're going to be, you know, if you're putting in oak and stuff like that, don't worry about it. But if you've got some vining materials, really pay attention. In bush material, pay attention to what it is, because you could be causing a problem that you're not thinking about, that you'll have to live with for years and years and years afterwards. And I just thought I'd show that to you, because that's been completely submerged under dirt from what I thought were dead bushes now since springtime, and it's growing roots and putting up new shoots.